Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9 Epic Finale Bold Prediction Video. This is one of my favorite streams that we do all week long. I know you guys love the spoilers. You love when everything is kind of up there and we know exactly what's going to happen. But this is kind of like the last one we get to do before the spoilers. And we're hoping the spoilers do come out tomorrow just to kind of compare what we're going to come up with what is actually going to happen. This season, the spoilers have not been all-inclusive, so it's been kind of fun. We've gotten some bits and pieces, but enough gray area, I think, to kind of enjoy it. So I said this was one of my favorite because I'd be lying to you if I didn't say the Freestyle Friday is now my new favorite. It's kind of like this. It's like Freestyle Friday is my favorite, and then reactions and bold predictions are like a tie for my second favorite. So just want to ask you guys, we've been doing a ton of streams. Do me a favor, just type up in chat which stream you like the most, just for a little bit of knowledge. Valar, I did miss your last super chat right at the end of the last video, so I do want to give a shout out to Valar, who is going to say, hello, Kill, Steph, Emmy, Tommy, 999 Army, sponsors, Patreons, all the super chatters. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I called it at the very, very end. Also, do want to make one more announcement why you guys are I love that. Aaron P says, all of them. Steph says random things. We'll get random things going back in a little bit. But in between the last video and this video, we got a brand new Patreon. I did not get a chance to update it, but if you are watching, JP Zombie Slayer 97 is a brand new Patreon, so welcome to our Patreon army. And also, I didn't update the list up there. We're going to do something with the user interface very soon, because I know the channel members is getting a little bit blurry. You guys got the emoji, so we know who the channel members are, but I do like to post it on the screen as well. We added 2 more, and they're actually our moderators. So moderator mod, is that like a new title? Moderator mod Kel and moderator mod Emmy. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. All right, we got plenty of time, so I know some people probably look at their clock like, come on, Kel, let's get this thing rolling. Let's get it rolling. We're going to get into some bold predictions, and some people have put their bold predictions on our Facebook page. Some people put them on Patreon, but we're going to ask you guys to get them included in this video as well. One of the big predictions that's out there right now is it's the radio, and we got, before we get into that, where are we at? We got, I love it, says who you. Hey, Kills, hey, Army, I'm not going to cause any trouble today. Looking forward to some cool predictions. If you guys missed we had some really, really good back and forth. I appreciate good, passionate debate. You guys do me a favor. Give Says Who a shout out. Anybody thinks that he caused any trouble in the last, not the last stream, the one last night? Is he good? I think he's okay. I think he's a fine, valued member here. All right. Speaking of fine, valued members, I laugh. Where's Emmy? It's a joke. Speaking of people that we appreciate, we are going to be adding a survey on our Facebook fan page tonight. I've gotten some really, really good suggestions, and it's going to be our very first super fan of the month for April. We're going to post the survey tonight. By we, I mean I'm going to post it. Many of you have sent me your nominations of who it could be and some really good stories. Some people that watch all the time, some people have done some unique things, some really, really good selections. You also have the opportunity to add people to the list that may not have gotten voted on the list. Just because they're on the list doesn't mean they're going to win. Only one person's going to win. We're going to do this every month. Vote with your heart. Vote. There's a lot of good arguments for a lot of people, but we'll probably have that up tonight, and I'll take it down. Maybe I'll give a time on Saturday when the contest is going to end. So, and, all right, I think I've gotten all the commercial stuff, but check that out. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Says Who. Says I'm ready for some bold predictions. We've added a few to them, but this is where we consolidate everything. So we've talked about, hey, look, some jealous Ezekiel. We've talked about some Eugene getting a radio working, possibly Rick talking to RJ for the very first time, Michonne leaving, giving her a reason to leave. All of these sound like they're pretty solid so far. Melody Sky says, bold prediction. Judith runs off to find the group that Michonne is part of. Negan goes after her. Melody, does he still have his handcuffs on when he goes after her? Because, they got him kind of locked down right now. Just give me a follow-up. We got Daryl Stoltz as my prediction. Daryl and Lydia versus Ezekiel and Carol, possibly resulting in Ezekiel's death. Yeah, Daryl, by the end of this video, I might have to... I'm not ready to make my bold Ezekiel prediction just yet. I'm going to wait till the last possible moment. But I do like that. We got James Gallego says, bold prediction, second Pike lineup in episode 16. No, James, no. They can't. They wouldn't, would they? Too much death. Maybe one more. Maybe a frozen Ezekiel. Lydia becomes Daryl's child. If Carol was not so popular, and if Carol showed a little bit more remorse, I would like to see, maybe a Lydia and Daryl partnership and maybe an Ezekiel and Carol, a difference. Possibly they could leave. I said I wasn't going to do any more pirate predictions, but somebody's going to become a pirate. Somebody's leaving. I think it's going to be Michonne. Tom Ferreira, dog can only defeat the Whisperers. We haven't been talking a lot about dog, but I am interested to see what dog is going to bring to the table. Did they possibly take Rick overseas? Is Michonne actually going to have to take a boat? Look, when Michonne leaves with Pete and Saddiq. If Rick is someplace that you'd have to take a boat to get to, is it possible, because Saddiq doesn't want to be caught up in the whole love situation, is it possible that Saddiq leaves with Michonne and RJ? Could that give us kind of the comic book prophecy fulfilled? I know you guys are going to say, Saddiq has to stay, he's the only doctor. No, let's think about this for a little bit. Does Saddiq even have any value at this point? Could he not leave with Michonne? Tammy Hill, maybe from that scene where it looks like Lydia's telling Carol to kill her. Maybe Carol takes Lydia under her wing. Yep. Who is it said that? Jack Carr says, then we'd be out of doctors. Why do we have to have a doctor? Why is it so important that the show always has a doctor? I mean, wouldn't that make it a little bit more dicey if somebody got the flu and there wasn't a doctor? Oh, yeah, I understand. I understand that, Jack. Thank you. I think you're typing the out for medical emergencies. Okay, I get it. I know. I mean, who's going to fix you? Nobody. Nobody's going to fix you. You break a leg, you die. It's a zombie apocalypse. Let's stop giving people these free passes. No doctor would be bad. It would get kind of, look, The Walking Dead's not going to last forever. Well, so far we've only lost Enid, right? There's another doctor. Every community had their own doctor. They weren't going back and forth. We just don't know who it is right now. I don't know who the third doctor is. Yeah, that's a better question. Who the hell's a dentist? They all have beautiful teeth. But I don't think one time I've seen a dentist. Yeah, one of those loopholes. Daryl's a dentist. This is great. Lakeisha Faison says, we see Rick and he talks to Michonne in episode 16, and that's how he leaves the kids behind to rescue him. So, I think, is the magazine called Collider? So, there's been predictions all across the board that Rick would be in so many episodes, 6, 7, 8. So, there's also a rumor. Sit down, June Smith. Where's June Smith? I don't believe it. There was a rumor that we might actually see Rick in episode 16. There was that rumor too. I think the voice would do it. But here's the problem that I have with seeing Rick. And look, I'm not trying to get people on a technicality, but they said Rick Grimes last episode. So I think if you show him, I think that's cheating the fans. To be honest, look, I'm not trying to be a lawyer here, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. What I'm saying is that if you're going to promote it as Rick Grimes' final episode, you can't show him. You can have his voice come over the radio, but you can't show him. Benjamin Stevenson said, Alpha definitely doesn't have a dentist. Good point. Benjamin, for that comment, we will have conflict. Says who you? They must also have good barbers, nice hair on the show. Did somebody say that DJ got like a beard trim? I didn't compare it. Honestly, I saw the Pikes, and I didn't really go back, and it was a little creepy. Wow, we got a casual, fun group tonight. I thought everybody's going to be a little bit uptight. You know, we're right before the spoilers, and waiting on this epic twist, and all these predictions, and all these things that could go down. I've been yelled at because of Maggie. Oh. I have some news. I have some news for you guys. Maybe this will get me a couple points on the Maggie. How many people saw my my Maggie argument the other day? It was in good fun. But no, Brian, it's not. Here we go. LOL. I just have a question. I got some news for you guys. I want to share it. I felt compelled to give you guys some information. That's all. Okay, most people saw it. Wilson sent me a message, I kid you not, and said, Lauren Cohan canceled the London Walker stalker on him. She's not even going to show up. So there you go. So I am going to get blamed. It's now going to be a theory out there that my rant forced her to cancel her obligation. Oh, you kill me, man. You kill me. She's taking it out on the fans now because of me. Fluff Salisbury. Irony. Rick's voiced me on the radio, but it's his voice from the radio broadcast Tyrese heard during his last months. So like a loop. Um, no, Fluff. No. Don't build people a fire just to pee on it. That's not what we want here. If we're going to get Rick, it needs to be real Rick, real time Rick, real live Rick, because we're not taking anything less. I'm just catching up on a couple comments here. Who talks to Rick? The group? RJ? Hears it? What? I got a feeling. I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool if the radio's working and, they're out there and RJ's like the only one that hears it. I mean, RJ, everything is like, he wants tomatoes. He don't care about anything except tomatoes. But, if he was able to articulate it, and all you hear is Rick Grimes, anybody out there? And you hear like, this is RJ? RJ, who's RJ? Rick Grimes Jr. Would that be mind-blowing? There you go. And Rick doesn't get what RJ means at first because he just hears the name. And then he says, RJ, who's RJ? And he says his whole name. Mind-blowing. And Rick's like, oh, man. I got to get back to him. And then the radio goes out. And RJ tells Michonne about it. And Michonne doesn't know if it's real, if it's not real. She thinks, it's like a ghost story, like she's hallucinating. RJ? Who were you just talking to? Yeah, that would be kind of, they'd give a creepy element. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tegan. It set up the movie really well. Ben Stevenson says, Michonne, RJ, Judas staring in shock at the last shot. And the camera pans away. And darkness falls. No. Camera pans away and points toward the window. And snow falls. Yeah, that's better. That's a better story. Don't waste the snow. Get everything you can out of the snow. Because there's no freaking way we're going to see it again. I like it. Will we get a snow, other than the walkers being buried in the snow, which is going to be really, really cool, will we get some icy river water? Will we get some enjoyment of the snow? I mean, think about it. I mean, it's too bad. It's too bad they're going to Hilltop, but I got to tell you, if it snowed like that, the first place I'd be going to Hilltop, I'd be getting one of those little sleds and, doing some freestyling. The sad part is they just went through this traumatic experience, and I don't know if they're going to be able to enjoy the snow. Will the snow be used as a treacherous, cold trek, or could it actually be used as hope? I mean, could it be something that brings the group back together where they're actually enjoying something toward the end of the episode? Like a snow, and I'm being serious with this, like a silly snowball fight or something, not with the whispers, but could they be like, wow, we haven't seen this before? I'm just curious. It does appear, Mark, though, like the cold will wear them down. Snow is the reason for crossing the border. Yep. Because they're in a tough situation. Shane, Enid, and Carl aren't around to go ice skating together. This is true. Snow does take down their food supply. The reason why they have to relocate, the reason why they have to take the long way home, yeah, Viola, I'm gonna say no to ice skating because I don't think we have the lakes in the area. I think they're going to be crossing small streams, hopefully not even rivers, but the other thing, I don't think that I would be crossing any area that's just recently frozen. But could we get? They won't do that. There's no way we're going to get one of those, like a Game of Thrones scene or something where they're crossing an icy lake, and then you take the one step. That's been overused like a million times, right? And then you turn around, and it's like, Daryl, come on. And then you take that step, and then from like 100 yards away, you see the one little crack of ice, and it's getting closer and closer, and then you're trying to outrun a crack of ice. I don't know about you guys. Has anybody ever tried to outrun a crack of ice? I've never had the opportunity to do that. I've never fell in a frozen lake. But I've seen it happen so many times in movies. I'm almost believing it's possible that you could, you got to time it just right. But I'm not going to try it. Go out on a frozen lake. It's like, okay, hey, you stand over there, you break it, and when it gets like about 15 feet away from me, I'm going to start running. I don't like my odds with that. But in the movies, they always outrun it for some reason. Dog falls through the ice, and Daryl has to jump in after him. Thank you, Anna Smith. Anna's like, only 84 likes? Come on, guys. It's okay, Anna. I'm just making the assumption that moving a mouse 4 inches and giving a thumbs up to a video that you probably like, probably a lot of work, but it's okay. Well, I think we got half serious predictions tonight and half comedy. Thank you, everybody. See, Anna, you just worked some magic there. Yeah, but it's hard for The Walking Dead to do things that haven't been done. I guess some icicle zombies or something would be unique. I don't know that I've ever seen zombies with icicles growing off of them. Yeah, maybe they can do that. They have to do something clever. I didn't really look at the woods behind Daryl back there in that picture. Could that be like some zombies blended in? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. Look, there's a tunnel back there, but look about 1 inch to the right of the tunnel. It appears to be a face, but it might be a couple frozen branches. I can't tell. All right, but I'm just saying, we could probably look at it and make whatever we want to. I got everybody looking at the screen now. They're like, it's got to be a walker blended in here somewhere. So I think they'll use that as an opportunity. Who's Daryl aiming the crossbow at? The scene before, I saw him standing there with Ezekiel. We got a little showdown going on. It's not. Everybody's looking at it. It's not a real face. It's about halfway up. It would be like literally a 1 foot tall person. It's just branches. I was being silly. Please don't look at the screen and try to find it. It's not there. It's a whisperer face. I think there was a video about a year and a half ago of a fence and some leaves, and someone said the leaves looked like it showed up in my my news feed or my recommended or something. And I think somebody said it was a whisperer face like a couple years ago. It wasn't. It was a leaf. Yeah. No, it was a real thing. Okay, you guys remember. Nothing ever came out of it. It's fine. Yeah, that was Kyle Winfrey. That was the episode. And then somebody made some theory about a whisperer face being on the other side of the fence. Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't imagining that. All good comments. Okay, let's get back to a couple bold predictions because we got a few more things. So I'm going to throw it out there right now before the spoilers come out. Serious predictions at this point because we've gotten some, we gotten a little bit loose, relaxed. I think we need it, right? I mean, we needed to stream. We needed to kind of get away from the intensity of the Pikes and the drama and the arguments and the debates and blaming Maggie and Saddiq's a traitor and just all the things that have just been all over the place the last couple days. So I'm glad we had some semi-humor here before we get it, because you never know what the spoiler is going to be tomorrow. So I need your best, brightest, most serious prediction. And I'm going to read Christopher Sage's super chat. Why is Alexandria on the move? Kingdom to Hilltop, yes. But why bring children out in a blizzard? Oceanside must be freezing. All right. Those are all very good comments. So, one, and Oceanside is not in Savannah, William Finney. Oceanside would probably be equivalent to Ocean City or Virginia Beach. Now, to me, this does not look like a blizzard. It looks like a couple inches of snow. But clearly they weren't ready for it. Virginia Beach is about 4.5 hours away. And that's probably where they are, because when Aaron and Enid drove down there, it took them a while to get there. It took them longer to get there than it would to get to Ocean City. So I'm going to say it's probably Virginia Beach. So it's less likely that they got a blizzard there, because it typically would be a little bit warmer. Now, with Alexandria, there's a couple things we could talk about. Virginia Beach in the house. What's up, Virginia Beach? I'm not famous in Virginia Beach. However, I'm very famous in the state of Missouri. You guys may not have known this. I'm probably the number one live streaming Walking Dead person in the state of Missouri. I'm going to try to Put Virginia Beach on my resume too. Hopefully we can get Virginia Beach. In fact, I'll probably be down in Virginia Beach in a couple of months. Probably June, July time frame. But I'm only going to go there if I can be as popular in Virginia Beach as I am in Missouri. All right, now you guys know I'm just messing around. No, but I will. I'll be at Virginia Beach this summer. I'm famous in the state of confusion. You know what? That's a good place to be famous at. So back to kind of Alexandria. I don't think any of these communities want to be alone at this point. I don't know if anybody feels safe, if they think that they've got enough to handle any type of strike. So Kingdom, the borders could have been moved. It could have been threatened. They ran out of food. There's a lot of options with the Kingdom. Ezekiel might have finally given it up. Or who knows, maybe Alpha's like gradually expanding into the territory they want to get there. I just got a feeling like they don't feel anyone is safe and they got to move. They can always, if they take care of the threat, they can always go back to their communities. Yeah, Oceanside could be on the Chesapeake Bay, but that's a really, really good crabs in Chesapeake Bay area too. Daryl Stoltz, Kingdom falls because the snow and cold weather has destroyed the pipes. I like this Daryl guy. Would be a call back to the pipes. Henry was working on them, and then he went to check on them again, and he died, and then the pipes blew. They got no water. They can't live. Yeah, that's believable. I think in the pipes in conjunction with other things. Says who you, in episode 16, essentially picking up right after 15, it started snowing in the last scene. Fair question. Don't know the answer to that. I think the assumption would be yes, within a few days. Or the assumption could be no. You can get flurries and then have things happen and then get flurries again. The snow could have been saying, look, it's late October, early November. There's a little bit of snow here and there. We see it. And then a month later, 2 weeks later, whatever, then the big snow starts to come in. That would be more my guess, is the snow is more symbolic because we saw the snowflake fall on the H, which was initially Hilltop, but one could say it's Henry. And then later on we get kind of the blizzard, the 2 inches of snow they call a blizzard here. It is, but Dark Stark, it doesn't look like a blizzard to me. But I can understand when they never get anything on the snow or on the show during that time of year, they could freak out about it. So the word that's out there is the kingdom is burned, right? Isn't that what we're hearing? I saw a couple comments up there. And we got a couple options with that. So, could one of the pipes blown up? Could Alpha sabotage them? Or could there be an enemy within that burns down the kingdom? Jack Carr, Sorry, Chris Rainey, but Jack Carr wants a song. I mean, are you going Bloodhound Gang? The roof, the roof is on fire. I know you wanted it. That's what you were going for. You didn't even have to super chat it. See, I was right there with you. All of them are possible. Jerry could have made a mistake, right? Yeah, maybe the Whisperers want to smoke them out. Yeah, what if something happened to the Kingdom that they thought was sneaky or Whisper related, I think that would incentivize Alexandria to leave. Like, wait a minute. They're hitting these communities little by little. We need to get out of here and band together. Isn't that kind of, what would you guys do? Do you think the strategy is to get all the communities together? And do you think it'll work? I think most people are going to say band together, which is funny because you guys probably just rewrote every horror movie in history. Because bad things always happen when people split up. Did it not happen? Case in point. Sherry Bentley says, trying to stay warm. Caught on fire. What? Hey, hold on. Trying to stay warm. You caught your bed on fire by accident? What's going on there, Sherry? I hope you're talking about the Kingdom. So Dazzy says never split up in horror films. Even if you didn't know the spoilers, wasn't it Carol? Wasn't Carol said that you guys go back to Hilltop, Michonne and Daryl will go track them? Wasn't that Carol saying that? I think Carol is the one that split up the groups from last week. So wouldn't you, if you're Michonne, wouldn't you be a little bit concerned? I'd have been like, wait a minute. No, you don't speak for me. Oh, it was Michonne that says let's split up? All right. Yeah, somebody should have stepped in. So a small group of people went out with Henry. They got in trouble. Luke and Alden, small group. They went out. They got in trouble. Magna, Yumiko, Connie, and Kelly went out. They split up. They got in trouble. A small group said, no, don't cancel the fair. We'll be right back. They went out looking for people. They got in trouble. At some point, we got to figure this out and stop sending out small groups. Dwight would be great because he doesn't even need a mask to blend in. That's wrong. Kingdom caught on fire while they're trying to stay warm by accident. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Dark Stark. Should have canceled the fair. Alpha still would have... She still would have gotten her revenge somehow or another. Wasn't the fair, would have been something. But I just knew at that moment, half the group's going looking for the missing people. Now, let's be honest for a minute here. I mean, it's, why did one person? I'm not saying I would have been that person, okay? I'm not, you're going to make this silly. But I'm sure out of all the people watching this video, wouldn't one person, when you saw that wagon overturned, said, oh, these are the little things. That's that woman who always makes them. It's probably only two of them. I don't want to go after them. Would one person have kind of spoke up and said, they're probably dead? I'm not saying it would have been me, but I'm just surprised one person wouldn't have said, you know what, we need to chalk this up to bad decision making. They should have left with the rest of us. We probably need to go back. Yeah, I mean, it was valiant to go after him. But the only problem is Daryl has seen this firsthand. So to send a party of 3, and I know Yumi volunteered to go at that point, but at first it was going to be 3 people. I'm not sure if that was the best decision making. I probably would have went back and just said, this fair is going to have to be put on hold. We need to take 50 of our finest out there because we've been attacked. Exactly, Delaware. I mean, yeah. There's much to talk about. Tony, are you big fans of Yumi and Magna? This could be a cleaning expedition. Yeah? I'm, does that add value to our chat? Just wondering. He's like, I can't believe. I can't believe this guy's actually singling me out. I mean, I haven't seen you in our chats a whole lot, and I just wonder, like, you came in there and we're talking about it, and your comment is like, yeah, it's time for sexy time with Yumi and Magna. I'm just wondering if, like, hey guys, how you guys doing? My name's Tony. Good to meet the group. I like The Walking Dead. Got a couple theories. I just thought it was a little blunt, a little kind of uncalled for. That's all. I mean, jokes are fine. I just typically what I find is you kind of want to blend and mingle and get to know people and hang out and sort of get a kind of a gist of their personalities, and before you know what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, what might be accepted, what might not be accepted, those types of things. That's all. I mean, that's kind of the chat that we run here. You're welcome to stay, but I would just say in the future, might be a good idea to, talk to some of these people here because they're all fans. Everybody makes comments. We make comments that fail. Sometimes we try to be funny and they fall a little short, but it's a little different when it's a person that you talk to on a nightly basis and you kind of know it and you're like, okay, yeah, I get it, rather than come in and say, what's up, ladies? I'm Tony. I'm ready for some sexy time with you, me, and Magna. Who's first? Come on, man. That's a little cheesy. That's all. All right. All right, we're moving on. That came across a little loud, right? Yeah, I got a little too excited there. Okay. But anyway, we're here for bold predictions, and uh, we're about 45 minutes into it. One thing you guys have to realize, you're in a live stream. Don't type it if you don't expect people to read it. That's kind of a good thing, right? I think a lot of times people, they go on forums and they type something, and it's almost like you're an alias. I don't want an alias. I want to know, and I ain't going to stalk you guys. I just want to know that the person typing has a real opinion and a real viewpoint and somebody you can have a conversation with. Not, just randomness. Kentrell, sorry, Muhammad. Man, I want to get you wowed up before you close. We'll do it. Chip Smith. Sup, guys? How about the last episode? I still haven't been able to rewatch the Pike scene. Yeah, Chip. I rewatched it, I think, once, just clips of it. Chip, it's actually worse whenever you see the stills and see the pictures. I'll tell you guys what to do, though. This will really, really help if you're freaked out about the Pike scenes. And if you trust me, if you trust my opinions, if you trust my viewpoints, just hear me out. There's several pictures floating around out there of Greg Nicotero and I think it's Brett Butler, a couple other people, but they're wearing green cloths, so they're green screening the filming. And when you see the actor like in makeup and you see it beside the the head that they've made, it definitely desensitizes it quite a bit. It's not quite as bad, and then it's like, okay, I mean, it's not real, but when you see the pictures of them doing it, it seems to be a little bit easier. For me, it was. Humor relief. I'm just catching up on a couple comments here. You know what? Thank you. Ava says this is, I got some really, and we'll read them in some future streams. There were some really good comments left this week, either through our reaction videos or people like to get together and talk about The Walking Dead every night. Whether it's, and I know it's kind of neat to be with a group, and I know some people come here because you hear somebody talking on the other end, and I'm kind of doing the work. I'm talking. It's kind of like when somebody cooks for you, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's kind of easier, I think, when you're typing and you can get your emotions out there, and then somebody else is reading your comments and hopefully articulating some of what you want to say. And it is kind of like therapy, and that's why I asked earlier, what are your favorite shows? What are your favorite telecasts? And some people said Random Things, and some people said Freestyle Fridays, because it's a chance to kind of go beyond The Walking Dead. Should have been Gaged that got piked, not Henry. Wouldn't have been as dramatic. Reese Nevin says, bold prediction, Negan hates Saddiq because he thinks he's the reason Carl's dead. Ooh. Wait a minute. I like that. I do like that Negan could be throwing some stones, blaming a few people, getting the group riled up. So they take fault and don't blame him any longer. That is a good prediction. And it would stay true to Negan's character as well. Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate that. Yeah, I like that. That's starting to sink in a little bit to me, like Negan going around and how about you? How about you? You're the king. You couldn't even cancel a fair. You got Carl killed. You're supposed to be a doctor. I could really see him doing that, like going around and kind of. I don't know that it escalates his character a whole lot, but it could turn. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Negan could, in a more playful type of way, try to manipulate the group and turn them against each other. And they're in that cave, they're in that cabin. They're already going to have cabin fever. And you're right, Derek. And you look at Eugene and you. There's my bullet maker. Hot diggity dog. Yeah, I mean, there's enough in that cabin to give him some FaceTime. I like that. I'm going to let that kind of sink in a little bit. Really quick question. I saw a couple people typing a little bit earlier. Spoilers out or no? Is there anybody that can confirm that they are or no? I didn't get confirmed information. Tommy Man Bun McCandless says the makeup artists are unsung heroes in episode 15. That whole group led by Greg Nicotero is absolutely amazing. Please tell me they're not out, though. Okay, good. Hopefully they will be out tomorrow. All right, good. A lot of people are confirmed. So here's the deal. Tomorrow we're going to do an 8 o'clock stream. And if the spoilers come out after the 8 o'clock stream, we will do a 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 stream, something along those lines. And just to kind of confirm what we're doing. But we still have more Walking Dead topics that we can talk about, speculate all throughout the week. So even if the spoilers come out, there'll be some other hypotheticals. As I said, we're going to next week. I mean, we're a couple weeks away from Game of Thrones. So we got Game of Thrones content. We've got some alt Walking Dead shows we're going to do, whether it's songs for scenes. That's something we're going to talk about, random things. We will divert a little bit from the regular stuff, but we got to kind of get the spoilers out there, get the predictions. We'll go episode by episode what we think is going to happen in season 10, and then we'll be Fear the Walking Dead is going to be right around the corner as well. So a lot of cool stuff, and if you guys like hanging out every night, we're not going anywhere. 1189 Paris said, would Rick's head on a pike been the ultimate shocking death? It's not impossible. 1189 Paris. It would be heartbreaking and it would destroy June Smith and many, many other people. But remember, there's a time skip. So, in theory, Rick could be dead. But that would kind of blow the whole Michonne meets Rick situation out of the water. And I still think that's going to happen, which means Rick's got at least 6 years of living before they ever meet, and he gets to meet his son. I mean, that's a nice story. Everything in The Walking Dead doesn't have to be nice, but I could see it. He's Rick Grimes. He didn't die. 2020 movie for Rick. Let me do a couple things. We're going to wind this thing down because we're almost at an hour. First and foremost, the last several weeks have been absolutely phenomenal with each and every one of you. I get comments, a lot of comments on a daily basis. Kills, I was on vacation, and I love hanging out with the 999 Army. You guys are absolutely incredible. I've gotten a lot of comments with people that have had health issues and said, I was in the hospital, or I was somewhere and I couldn't listen to the group, or I was in the hospital and I was dealing with this. And I can't tell you guys how personally humbling and how important that is. you might not think it's a big deal, but when you hear that people show up and that you make a difference, it's unbelievable. And it's not just for me, it's this group. It's when I hear that, I don't think of myself. I think, this is what the Army is. I see you guys responding to each other and how much you like each other. And let me kind of go back. It's a troll-free zone. If you come in and you do silly stuff over and over again, we're just not going to, that's not what we want. If you walk in, you make a silly comment and it's a joke, then we're probably going to call you out. And if you're cool and you man up to it or woman up to it and say, yeah, whatever, I thought it was a joke, I thought it was a little bit different, and then you come back and you hang out with us and you join the family. I mean, that's the way it is. And we've grown our group enormously by having sort of that creed, and we all say silly stuff from time to time. So take it for what it's worth. I appreciate it. We're going to be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Hopefully you guys, troll-free zone. Troll the like button? Nah, it might be bad. And Dusty Core, thank you for being here. So can I ask you guys a quick question? How many people have been here, and I like to go with 3 for some reason. How many people have been here for 3 or less live streams? This is either your first, second, or third live stream. If you can, just type something in chat. Because I want the people who have been here for a long time to see how many new people we have on a nightly basis. Aaron Falvey, thank you for being here. Vishnu, thank you for being here. Tony. Joseph. So several people. A lot of streams. It's chaos. It's a free-for-all. It's lewd. Sometimes it's disgusting. There's no moderators. We've got 4 of the best moderators and 4 of the classiest people you'll ever meet. And all the people in green, if you guys can do me a favor, just give me the quick mod emojis. Our mods are so cool they got their own emojis. We got Steph the Cuervo Queen, Tommy Man Bun McCandless, Kel the Dancing Florida Gator, and then Emmy the Dapping Unicorn. Amazing people. They do a good job with the stream. I mean, they know what they're looking for. I mean, they're not here to kind of drop the hammer on you every time. It's like you said a word and you were used to being in another stream and they allow you to cuss and do whatever. And we just try to keep it a little bit, I don't want to respond to somebody that's always saying F this, F that. I can't come back and have a one-on-one with you. I'm trying to get past all the other stuff and get to kind of the point you're going to make. And the mods do an amazing job. We're adults, so I mean, we understand things happen as well, but that's kind of what you get here. And the trolls, you'll start to find them on other channels because there are channels out there that are so desperate to build their fan base, they'll take anything that they can get. And those are a lot of our outcasts. So one of the things that we look for is hopefully when the trolls go to other channels and scare the good people away, those good people end up coming over here. And that's a lot of you. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. On that note, really quickly, if you guys see this list over in the top left-hand corner, 87 Patreons. That is blowing my mind how much monthly support we get on this channel. We are extremely blessed. We got a very amazing group of Patreons. And not only are they Patreons, we've got some Patreons that have been supporting this channel for a long time. One of the things that our format is a little bit different, and their support allows us to grow. So if you guys are interested in being a Patreon, we just hit number 87. We're going to push over 100, I think, very soon. And the more Patreons we get, look, there's no lie, the more money we make. And the more money we make, the more we push the channel, the more we advertise, and the more we grow. And it's very transparent. But an awesome, awesome group of people. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon, there is a link down below, third-party website. Patreons are my partners, so I will put polls, surveys, predictions out a little bit earlier and try to get their ideas included, especially on Freestyle Friday. We also started really talking up our channel membership about a month ago, and we have 43 channel members, which is awesome too. All the channel members are in green. You can see the list of names in the top right-hand corner. We do custom emojis for the channel members. They don't get as much quick information as the Patreons do, but, they obviously have some insight and some things that we do on the channel. So love you guys as well. And like I said, the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells. And then there is another group of people that get a lot of attention, and I love to shout them out, and that is our super chatters. We got a lot of super chatters, and I do want to say I love you guys to death, because sometimes we're in a stream and it gets a little bit stagnant. You'll super chat your idea, and it's just an amazing conversation shift, and we get a lot of different thoughts in there as well. So super chatters are awesome too. And of course, our subs, our army, the people show up every single night that, I get messages from people that'll say, hey, Kills, I can't sponsor, but I watch all your ads and I'm there every night. And I'm like, that's awesome. I mean, you do what you can do. But the fact that you're a loyal person and you've been here, watched 5 streams, 6 streams, 7 streams, you interact, and you don't skip ads, that's pretty amazing too. So thank you so much. Appreciate everything that you guys do. If you are on Facebook and if you are on social media, get over there within the next couple days, because I do want to make this not mod emoji, 999 super fan of the month in April. I want to make it a big deal, because there is a lot of good personal stories that were nominated. I'm not going to share all the stories, but trust me, when I give you a list of names, there is an argument to be made for every single person. We've had people that just had surgery that were in our streams. We've had people that have, gotten shout outs from people at Comic-Cons. We have people that have body art that are listed. We got people that are here for every stream that super chat and really helped us grow. So, I mean, there was a whole range of, I did not nominate. So the people that are initially on this list were nominated by someone else, by most of you. And as we said, I'm going to get the survey up very shortly. And once we do, you guys can add other people to it that may not have gotten nominated, but we can certainly vote for them. So anyway, thanks everybody. Appreciate your awesomeness. And I will be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And if spoilers come out, we'll do 2 streams tomorrow night. If not, we'll probably only do 1. Thanks. I'll see you all then. Have a good night. Peace.